Yay! Hello, everyone watching. We are coming off of a high of Social Media Week Lima 2025, where all things were Meraki, and I am excited to go behind the brand with one of our sponsors, HighLevel, and I am joined with us from Haplin from Go High Level and Milgram Hills, Haplin Milgram Hills. And if you've not heard about High Level, you need to know this because as an agency owner myself, I know we tried to, duct tape all of the solutions together with one tool for email marketing, one tool for CRM, one tool for social media management, all the things. But Haplin is here to tell us how HighLevel can bring it all together. If you're not familiar with HighLevel is the innovative all things marketing solution for entrepreneurs, marketers, and agencies that accelerates marketing success with their user-friendly AI-powered all-in-one platform that users can rebrand, not only just use, but rebrand and resell as their own. This customizable solution spans sales, marketing, and CRM and fosters branding strength and success. And Haplin not only is a brand advocate for HighLevel, he was once a user, now turned super believer and a worker for HighLevel. So, Applin, I'm going to let you share your backstory of how you got introduced to HighLevel and why now you are sitting there with a HighLevel shirt on and how you got behind the brand with us.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. I'm super happy to be here. Thank you everyone for watching and for your time and attention in advance. That was a super mouthful. I feel like I almost don't even need to be on this call. You said it all, Jessica. But yeah, that is my deal. My name's Haplin. I'm on the product marketing team here at HighLevel. Been working directly as an employee for just over 18 months, or just around 18 months now. But that's true. The story before that is I worked for a digital marketing agency. We struggled with our tech stack. I was the button clicker guy. I am not really a techie person, but I was hired by some guy who ran ads for local businesses, and I had to figure out the whole tech stack. So I have a very similar story to many people on this call, just an end user, right? Watching YouTube tutorials on how to use software to help grow a business. And I've been testing out different softwares for many years now, and I found HighLevel when it first beta launched in 2018 and never looked back. So I've been a user of HighLevel since 2018, still a user to this day. I still use it in my side hustles, and like we were talking about, happy to chat more about that. And then I've coached, I've done like value-added coaching, an affiliate program. So I've helped a lot of businesses implement HighLevel. And now I have the distinct privilege of getting to make content for HighLevel directly as an employee and get on wonderful little shows like this to just spread the word about how it works and what we're trying to do. And yeah, that's basically my story.
Not only the karaoke
Oh
superstar,
yeah.
you had to be at Social Media Week Lima 25 to experience it, or maybe Social Media Week Lima 2026 if we could have them back. But it speaks a lot about the product. I hate to even call it a product at this point, but the software to convert someone from not only being the agency owner that you were to then a user of the software, but then to such a believer where you're like, not only am I going to use this, but I'm going to dive in and make this available to everyone else that I know believes that they have a better solution, and I want to help them, help themselves with having this solution available. So, Haplin, I would love for you not only to talk about like who your software is for. So we'll start there. Who this is for, how you help, and then maybe even show a little behind the brand, behind the scenes, like you sharing your screen on how HighLevel works and how it can work for others. But let's first talk about, who is it for?
Totally. Yeah, well, first of all, I'm so sorry I forgot to mention. Of course, yes, I'm a karaoke legend. That is should be at the top of my resume, of course. No, not at all. But maybe if we get invited next year, I will give it another shot again. Who knows? But yeah, so the culture of high level grew out of the agency space. Folks bootstrapping digital marketing agencies and needing tools to solve their problems, to help their clients get better results, to help their clients show up online. And so my agency, the agency that I worked in, is very emblematic of a very common avatar of people that we saw needing this solution. And so that's kind of where High Level was born from. One of our founders, Robin, he ran an agency exactly like the one I just described. That wasn't the exact same agency. They were in the same coaching program. That's how we found out about each other. But um, yeah, there's a lot of folks. I mean, you mentioned you are on High Level. There's probably a lot of people watching this that are on High Level. We have expanded far and above just the agency industry per se, and into serving businesses directly, serving fractional folks, and agencies of all kinds, just trying to service their clients. But the real meat on the bone when it comes to our tool is just around implementation for agencies and helping agencies scale with digital services. And so obviously we've expanded past that. As I mentioned, we work with businesses directly now as well, and we have a ton of support resources that I will talk your head off about if I get the chance. Don't get me started on how great our support is. But when it comes to the tool itself, I'm happy to click around a little bit and kind of take you through it. Don't want to take too long. Like you said, it's a very large platform.
No,
We're
I
like
would love for you to, because just speaking for ourselves as Now Marketing Group and the companies that we work with and for, like, we were very much a HubSpot user, HubSpot advocate. Like, we used it, and then the tool became way too complicated because they segmented like a lot of their things. I'm not talking down on them, but like, it became too complicated. And then I learned about High Level from other people like in the agency space that were trying to support the small, medium-sized business owners that maybe didn't have the HubSpot budget, right?
Mhm,
But also were Frankensteining or duct taping a system together to try to make it work, because they need email marketing, they need a CRM, all
mhm,
the things that are like necessities to have to run like a successful marketing campaign and their business and keep it going and growing. Like, they didn't have like a seamless way of doing it that wouldn't break the bank for them
mhm.
until I learned about High Level. So I love to hear and see behind the scenes of what High Level can do, and share that with others. Like, we switched over completely as an agency to High Level and are using it for our clients. So definitely doubling down on that, just to uh, share, our clients know it, like we're preaching it, but would love for you to share with anyone else that maybe has not seen what High Level can do, for you to share your screen and maybe show what High Level is all about.
Yeah, yeah, happy to. And I'll show some of the features and then talk to some of the points that you made. We can get back into the kind of the positioning, the overall outlook of
Sure.
the lay of the land after that. But um, yeah, just kind of off the top of my head, this will be super, super chill. And, when we stream, sometimes the page won't load as fast as I would have liked it to. Hopefully, I can take for granted some patience with that. It looks like my screen is sharing right now. I'm inside of a sub account, and I'm just going to click around a little bit. There's a lot going on in here. We do a lot of things inside of High Level, and new features come out literally every week. We're very aggressive on our developers end of things. So there's a lot to keep up with. That's part of my job as a product marketer, making sure the community is aware of everything High Level does. But the way that we typically think about it in some of our core functions, it's all built around like this 5-step system. We have 5 different buckets inside of what we've seen. Like, an idea for growing a business, and this growth framework is the way that we categorize different products when we talk about them in a way that makes them easy to understand. And they work in a flywheel. I don't have the visual in front of me right now, but it's this flywheel effect with 4 steps around the edge and then 1 in the middle. So let me go through that really quick. It's capture, nurture, close, evangelize, and then that feeds back into capture. It creates this little circle where in which, when you do a good job of capturing leads, you have more leads to nurture. When you do a good job of connecting with every single lead, that's the nurture step, engaging with every lead and following up with them, making sure that you have congruent and persistent, respectful, reliable, responsible follow-up. More nurture conversations leads to more action, moving them down the sales pipeline, getting them either an appointment set or qualified or whatever the next step is, depending on your business, which gives you more opportunities to close. And HighLevel gives you a lot of opportunities to create frictionless strategies for payment. So just collecting cash and converting more customers. It's a great platform to actually manage all of that on as well. And when you close more customers, that leads to more opportunities for you to leverage sales into reputation, asking for reviews, asking for recommendations. And then, so when you do a good job of all of those things, the cycle feeds into itself, because when you do get more action on the reputation side, more reviews, more social proof, that then leads to more trust online. Great for SEO, great for searchability and visibility, and people taking action to become leads. So the cycle feeds in and around on itself. Sorry if that's a big mouthful. I just distilled like a 20-minute talk down into that 90-second run through. But we have capture, which leads to nurture, which leads to close, which leads to evangelize, which leads to more capture, going around and around in this ring that we call the growth flywheel effect. And that's where most of the features inside of HighLevel are built around helping businesses achieve and maximize the potential of each of those steps. Because when you get all of them right, then you achieve the compound effect, where each time the cycle goes around, the effect compounds and you get better results every time. And then, so in the visual, oops, sorry for that mic bump. In the visual, it's the 4 pieces going around in a circle. And then at the center of the circle is a concept we call reactivate, or database reactivation, which is basically just extended long-term nurture that applies to a whole marketing list and creates a marketing ecosystem that allows you to continually engage your leads for the life of their tenure inside of your marketing ecosystem. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. I'm sure that was a huge mouthful. I'd rather click some buttons. Well, let's just start with some capture features. So ways that HighLevel helps you get more leads. First of all, sites. We have a whole funnel builder as well as website builder. We can build a new website from a template library, or we can build funnels using AI, etc. I will just pull up a random example that I have here, some pages, some previews. So all of this built on HighLevel. This is an example of a website, little e-com store selling, it looks like luggage, just out of a template. Super easy to do. We help you hook that all up. And then beyond that, we can send chat widgets live on a website as well. So I have a little example chat widget. Let me actually add that to a site just so we can kind of compound here. Oh, it looks like it's added. Save that. Then I'll go to pages and voila. Okay, so there it is. Now we have a way to actually chat with the website. This can be a sneaky form that collects data on the front end and then converts the conversation into another channel, or we can just do a live chat like this one. I think this will just get me straight into a chat. And I'm not sure if this is set up properly, but we have a full conversation AI suite that allows AI to manage these conversations for us, which is great for not just engaging with the lead, making sure they get responses right away, but actually helping move them down the sales pipeline, because the AI bot can collect contact information, round out a profile, send notifications as needed to sales reps. It interacts with itself. So that's really the theme of what I'll be talking a lot about with is that each feature interacts with all the other features. So having them all in one platform is really, really important because it allows you to have the chatbot automatically add that contact to the CRM profile, tagged appropriately, schedule follow-up in omni-channel, situation, depending on their specific situation, what criteria gets met, do inbound or internal notifications, different sales reps, and so on and so forth. So let's take a look at some of that stuff. When it comes to generating leads via form, we have a full functional form builder, which is point and click, embed into any page that you like. You can also embed onto third-party websites. So we have a bunch of folks who have big fancy WordPresses and they want to keep those WordPresses. That's totally fine. We have a WordPress plugin that allows you to put forms and chat widgets and any kind of internet widget directly into your website on WordPress super easily. Lots of nerdy stuff, but let's just take a quick look at forms, custom fields, and custom objects. So everything that you would need for as complicated as you want to get in terms of what kind of contact information you're trying to grab a hold of. Like, for example, I can ask for the pet's name here. And so super simple to do that. And we can integrate, embed it anywhere we want, or add it to a funnel super easily. So that's a quick example of just some of the capture type features of how we help you get your front end set up for solid marketing. For folks on this call and folks who are a part of Social Media Week Lima, we have a full social planner as well. This is really, really cool because it lets you connect all of these different platforms. I will actually, let me see if I can pop to one that already has an embed so I don't have to. Can I actually stop my share really fast and just connect a Facebook account?
Of course.
So
Yep.
that way I can show you what the actual social planner looks like. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do that. The
But you
joys
guys,
of,
as he's pulling this up, do you see, like, from legit start to finish, the website builder, if you're brand new business or you're wanting to start a business, where you could create your own start of a website right within HighLevel. Not only start it, but you have all your tools built in. You don't have to Frankenstein it like building in another tool. You have HighLevel now that does all of the things in one place for you, so you don't have to remember all the passwords. You don't have to create all the other things. Like, it's all in one place. Where was this in 2010 is all I'm asking, Haplin. Like, this is why why you joined them, I'm sure, as an agency owner, because you've had the pain and struggle as I did. And we're like, yes, now I am a believer. I want to use it, not only use it, but I want to tell others and say there's a better way. There is a better way. You can just sign up for HighLevel.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to go over so many different features and cool tricks and nifty things you can do. But like, honestly, based on my time as an agency, and you hit on it, just like the magic of not having multiple platforms to log into in and of itself
Oh
is
my goodness.
sneaky important. Like, just the grind and the friction involved in fulfillment when you have just a disorganized system or different team members responsible for different platforms. That was a huge thing. We had MailChimp Girl, but then that wasn't the same person as Zapier guy, which wasn't the same person as ClickFunnels guy. And so, like, we have different people with their different skill sets, and it's just
so many different tools, like all the things. And you never know when one thing breaks. Like, you're like, wait, where did it stop? Where was the friction at? But having it in one place is just a lifesaver. And then management, it saves so many hours
Yeah.
and gives you a clear picture of exactly what's happening.
And knowing
But
exactly where to go when something isn't working, when something breaks, you don't
exactly.
check all the different platforms.
Exactly.
You know where
Would
it's
you like to share your screen on the social side now, or?
Yeah, we ready for
Okay,
it.
cool.
Great
Let's do
filler.
it.
So
Let's do it.
that was awesome. So yeah, here I am in the social planner. We are connected. And so this allows you to obviously control that, actually post content from inside of HighLevel. to various different platforms, and it makes it more efficient to do so. You can schedule them. There's a whole calendar view here, so you can have a sense of all of your different posts for the foreseeable future. And this is great. There's a whole content manager here thing. You can upload in bulk. There's stats and reporting for the different channels based on what you're really trying to see. You can tag and categorize posts, which is really helpful for making sure you're getting the right type of content out at the right times. And then you can measure the results or the efficacy of those posts based on category as well, so that you can then strategically repost your best performing stuff periodically or whatever. Make sure that you're balancing out your value content versus your offer, promo, CTA stuff, so on and so forth. So we have everything you need to be able to do that. But then, I mean, I think that it's great. I think that it's very much worth it for anyone not doing something like this already. You absolutely should. There are other tools that are social media manager tools that do this as well. They're great, right? So I'm not trying to say here that HighLevel Social Planner is the best planner on the entire market. And in general, that's kind of not necessarily the value proposition of HighLevel. Just to be totally upfront and honest, I know salespeople will think I'm saying the wrong thing here, but where HighLevel gets really good, I think it's competitive on the social planner front. That's totally fine. But where HighLevel absolutely sets itself apart and where it becomes differentiated and gets an unfair advantage is in the way that activity on these social sites is all pulled in as well. So inside of the dashboard, we have conversations where I don't think I'll have any. Yeah. So here actually was that chat from earlier. The AI bot asked me what my name was to try to get some more information out of me, which I didn't respond to. But here I'm in a live chat platform. In another case, I have SMS and WhatsApp, and that's because there's a phone number here, right? And if there was an email for this contact, let's just add an email really fast. Test@test.com. Let's see if that will add. If I refresh this page, I'll now have the email channel open up. We have a single conversational thread that consolidates every different channel and allows you to interact with leads in whatever channel makes the most sense, and messages show up from all the different channels. And the coolest part about all of this is that you can integrate Instagram and Facebook messengers. So that way these become other channels when somebody messages in on Instagram or Facebook. If you do business over these social media platforms, which I'm assuming a lot of folks on this call are trying to do business on social media, you can get engagement on social media that automatically routes into HighLevel and gets people set down the path of the rest of the sales process. So what HighLevel, or I'll show you another example of this really, really easily. Just to round out the inbound messages, now you can make posts that invite people to DM you and then actually have a way to really facilitate that. You don't have to be on your phone on Instagram trying to do business on Instagram, but you actually have a proper system that's going to capture all their contact information. It's super easy to round that out. You can have AI manage those conversations for you. You build the bot inside of here, hook it up, and it's all in one system that then can turn that message into a lead, which can take it, help them take advantage of an offer, so you can give more stuff away, get them into a sales process, get them booked on a call. The bot can put them straight onto a calendar that you create inside of the calendars feature. So like Acuity, Schedule Once, those other calendar tools. This obviates all of that. Another great example of some social automation is comment automation, right? I think I should be able to at least do a decent enough example of this, even though it might be crude. We can set up automation for something like a Facebook comment. Let's do it like that. That's going to make me clarify. Aye. Oh, was I in the wrong? Let's just do something like that for now. Okay. So someone can comment on a post, and that can trigger, for example, Facebook Interactive Messenger. So now we can outbound DM them based on their commenting a keyword on our post. So that's a very crude, fastly put together example of that. But now we can take the next step. So what HighLevel really invites you to do is not just think about the journey or your job really like ending once you've made a post. I know that can be kind of scary for folks who just, are laser focused on their content or just trying to make a good video, just trying to get views or whatever. But at the end of the day, we're probably, most of us on this call are really trying to get some other business outcome that comes down the line. We want to use social media to get more engagement and more visibility so that hopefully they tap the link tree link in our bio, or they end up Googling us or visiting our website and getting into a sales process that has them actually buying our services and products. HighLevel gives you a way to tie these very important top of funnel social media activities into that sales process directly, all with one system that gives you a lot better measurability, just so you know what's actually working. Not just in terms of what gets the most views on a channel, but what gets the most people taking meaningful action down your sales pipeline based on, a particular piece of content. So that's what I get really excited about, just having the whole rest of the sales pipeline mapped out and directly connected to whatever type of marketing activity you're doing. So we have social media managers, we have SEO specialists, we have advertisers. You can actually launch ads from inside of the platform now too with our ad manager. I think I would need to I'd need to find another sub account, but we have a full ad manager that lets you set up, run, and manage social ads for Facebook, Instagram, and Google from inside of HighLevel. Super powerful feature there as well. And so it's kind of like whatever marketing activities you're doing, you want to really do a better job of tying them to the rest of your sales pipeline, both for the sake of the lead, making it really easy for them to get into that sales process and maximizing results, and for the sake of yourself so that you can be able to visualize everything a lot more clearly and see what's really working, and how to succeed there. So, I'll take a breath. Were there any questions maybe in the chat, or did everything make sense about that, Jessica?
Oh my gosh, so much. First of all, like it's an all-in-one like Swiss Army knife of all the CRM and marketing kind of combined in one, which is an agency's dream and a small business owner, medium-sized business owner, everyone's dream, like to have this in one place. As you mentioned, you may use another tool like Metricool or something else to manage your social pushes and scheduling the social, but to have the analytics and everything right here where you can launch everything and be able to deliver it back to the owner or whomever and say, like, here's our results, and you can see it all in one place of here's the people that have subscribed, that have opted in to our calls to action, and we can build it right in here, and then we can push out the push notifications right within here. That is a dream, because now you don't have to go to 6 different places to pull in all the data and then present a report, but you can do it all within here. It's a one-stop shop, which is awesome. So yeah, I would love to hear if there are any questions. We're hearing super convenient from some team members and others that are in the chat, but would love to hear your guys' questions on HighLevel. I learned about it from Allie Boyd first, and then others that were using it that I trust, that are also helping with small, medium-sized business owners, that I'm like, yes, if they're using it for them, we need to be using it. But how can someone sign up while we're waiting for questions? How does someone get started with HighLevel to make
Totally.
them a believer?
Yeah. So, well, shoot, before we get to that, I do just want to round out. I just like came back to me in my head just to round out the rest of the flywheel. We basically covered capture and nurture, which are probably the most important for this call, but just to click a few more buttons really fast, a full payment section, e-signatures, digital products, invoices and estimates, everything that you need to be able to take payment really seamlessly. And then a full reputation tab that automates requests as AI review replies. So we cover that evangelize step as well. Lots of stuff going on that's really cool with reputation, including actually moving back into the social media side of things. We can create an automation so that every time your Google business page, or actually any of these like, what are the integrations here? We have like 40 different options. Every time you get a new review, you can pull that into a template on social media and automate a post. So you can have your own queue with your latest reviews, blasting those out on social media, as well as updating a dynamic reviews widget on your website, etc. So that's reputation.
That's
And then,
awesome. One other thing, just
oh yeah,
super quick, maybe you're already going to mention this, but also you guys integrate payments. So if
hmm
someone wants to sell on the site, um, someone in the comments said, awesome. Also, that you could potentially like integrate your payment software into HighLevel as well, which is
yeah.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. We have everything for actually collecting payment and managing billing. So agencies or fractional people or folks with
Mhm.
clients can take care of that super easily. And then the last thing I'll talk about here is just the contacts list. This is kind of the main CRM view. I mean, a lot of these things are CRM-y. There's also the visual opportunities pipeline, which lets you visualize a sales pipeline with different buckets. Each of these can be hot with different automations, either automating movement, or a movement automates a follow-up, or an e-signature, a request, a document sending, a payment request, or whatever you want it to. But the contacts is where every time we generate a lead, a customer, as we get them organized, we can create different beautiful smart lists based on just active dynamic filters, filtering based on pretty much anything inside of the whole system, where they came from, what stage they're at, what time frame they bought in, if they bought or not, etc. But then once we have a nice little list of people going, this reactivate concept is where HighLevel really, in my opinion, goes on steroids. This is what converted me to the idea of HighLevel and database reactivation in general. Being able to just take all these folks and just send them an SMS, or being able to activate a automation for them. So we could create a follow-up automation and add people to a workflow at any point. So when we have Black Friday promotions or holidays or end of school, or something you want to time and step with a change in the company, it's really, really, really helpful to be able to be adaptive and be able to send a message out to your marketing list that involves promotions, company updates. It really unlocks the door for you to be able to get closer to your people alongside the conversational nature of things. Having AI to manage conversations means we can lean closer and closer into engaging our community directly, which is just an absolute game changer for staying on top of mind, making sure that we maximize the value of every lead that we generate. So many businesses go through so much effort to get a new comment or get a new view or get a new lead, and then they don't do everything that they should be doing to actually maximize the value of that lead over the life of their journey. Multiple sales cycles long, right? So having a way to organize folks long term means that your list grows over time, gets more valuable over time, and all your marketing efforts compound in value over time. Um, I'm a big believer in that. I could talk your head off about that. I'm sorry to have taken up so much time on it now. But yes, you asked me about how people can get involved. And
Yeah, even
yeah,
even before that, let's all
mhm,
count on our fingers how many tools that we use right now. First, to collect payments, to have a CRM, to segment our list for email, to collect payments on our website, right? Like to build the website. All the tools that you're using right now in your SOP, like write them out and think about how many does HighLevel already solve? Like
mhm,
how many of those things could we streamline and put into just one tool, instead of paying for all these extra things and having them in extra buckets and other people spending their time on. They're
right,
streamlining the list. They're streamlining our sales process. They're streamlining our email segmentation, also the social and the reviews, right? Like, think about that for a second. And then let's talk about now how can we just do a trial run of HighLevel and how we sign up, and let's compare the
yeah.
one versus the many.
Yeah, totally. And Joanna said, I do not have enough fingers, which sounds about right to me. That was my
Exactly.
story and my
Exactly.
agency
I
days.
was
I
trying to
did not.
count while we were talking and was like, these are all the things we eliminated before.
Yep. Yeah, and it's interesting. We started as agency people just trying to help replace some of that tech stack that we were fighting against, that we were dealing with. And we've grown now as we've kind of taken over this product area, added this feature. We've added features as we've gone. When we first started, we did not have all these things at all. We had maybe two or three, but we just put our agency hats on and figured what were people having the most trouble with and just went after those pain points. And what we've found is, I don't know if the screen is quite large enough to see without squinting, but here's like just a visualization of everything Jessica was talking about. All the different features down the left-hand side, and then the tools that we tend to replace for folks in particular situations for the value where the value is justified there. And then it's all included with HighLevel at $97 a month. So we've kind of found ourselves, without really intending to, on close to the level of like HubSpot, Salesforce, Infusionsoft, these big CRMs. And like you mentioned earlier, Jessica, there's nothing wrong with those CRMs at all. They are very effective, but they tend to be a little complicated. And overall, they're just kind of meant for much larger businesses, much higher budgets. They're much more expensive, et cetera. So really, without really trying to all that hard, where HighLevel has found itself is kind of like a HubSpot, but something that's, if HubSpot was accessible to the solopreneur, the smaller agency, the bootstrap business, that independent business that has two or three employees, right? The real local businesses that our communities rely on. What are they expected to get into a big 5K a month Salesforce package or something like that? Probably not. So this is kind of the solution for those folks who want a lot of those features but want ease of implementation, smaller budget, and just straightforward ease of use. So that's kind of the value proposition that we're going for, that I definitely am a huge believer in terms of my HighLevel use and the businesses I use it in. For getting involved, we typically just do a 14-day trial. Anyone could go to gohighlevel.com, start a 14-day trial at any point. But for folks who are a part of Social Media Week Lima and who are on this call now, I don't know if I can uh, comment anymore, Jessica. It doesn't look like I can private chat, but I can't do the comments.
Sure,
Is
I can
that
drop it
button
in the
somewhere?
chat.
Okay, yeah, there's a link that will give you a 30-day trial, is the punchline there. So if you want to try us out totally for free, 30 days. I do want to plug something. I plugged this at Social Media Week, but we will get on a one-on-one onboarding call with you when your trial gets started. So you do not have to be a paying customer. We have 24/7 live Zoom support, and we'll do that one-on-one onboarding call with you. As soon as your trial starts, we will be hounding you to try to get on the phone. So if nothing else, start a trial and get on a one-on-one call with us and just see what's up and take it from there. That is basically the call to action. You've got nothing to lose there. You don't have to pay us a penny, but can't hurt to try it. So that's my big pitch.
That's the big win, actually. So yeah, again, not only thankful to have you at Social Media Week Lima as a sponsor, but also to learn about you and the tool and to utilize it for ourselves and help our clients as well, because we want to help them streamline their business and also educate other small, medium-sized business owners like, hey, there's a better way. You don't need more than 10 fingers of tools to streamline your business. You could just use HighLevel. So I am forever like thankful for you and your tools that you have within HighLevel and sharing out what others can do with it as well. So thank you very, very, very much, Haplin.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I'm super grateful, and thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to come share some of my passion for it. This is really stuff that I love talking about. And I will say just one last plug is that we also have a fantastic affiliate program. We're not going to go super deep into that by any means, but for folks on this call who have their own influencer status or their own audience that they promote different tools to, et cetera, on the marketing front, highly recommend that you check out our affiliate program. We've got a whole affiliate department that is armed to the teeth with resources to help creators like yourselves promote us out in the world, help us spread the message. So that may be a fit for some folks on this call, maybe not.
I
But
signed up. Still waiting for the intro call. Roger Wakefield got me hip to it, and I was
nice.
like, right after Social Media Week Lima, I'm on it because I am like you, a believer. Like when you find something where you're like, oh my gosh, where was this when I needed it, and you find out when it's like an amazing tool and you just want to help others, but also now you can help others and also like it rewards you back and you're rewarding them, like you want to sign up for it. So I did that. So there will be more to come from HighLevel Now Marketing Group, sharing affiliate links as well. But for now, all you guys check it out for sure with the 30-day trial from HighLevel that they're graciously giving to you. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed because I'm telling you, I've used all the tools out there over the past 15 years, and this one has blown my mind. And we are now a super believer of HighLevel and leaving all the other tools behind, and super excited to just be a cheerleader for you and share it on with others.
Well, that's awesome. We could have started and finished with just that, man. I mean, that was the big breaking point for me too, was just having results with it. I use the tool every day. That's what makes a believer more than any kind of message, webinar, whatever. So I encourage
Exactly.
folks on the call, just try it for yourself. You know what your needs are, and HighLevel can will meet those needs for you.
Awesome. Well, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. Check out the link that Haplin has provided. Message us. We will soon be not only a user, but an affiliate for HighLevel. But definitely drop your comments below or questions as well. And Haplin, what's the best way people can reach out to you if they have questions after this live stream?
Oh, great question. Off the top of my head, email me at haplin@gohighlevel.com.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining in with us today. Hope to see you here soon on our next Behind the Brand. And also at Social Media Week Lima 2026. We do have the tickets available so you can meet more people there, like Haplin and HighLevel and other attendees, learning about all the best tools and tactics that you can use to increase your business. Until then, I will talk with you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.